what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Whether you're new to aviation or an experienced pilot looking to advance your skills, Go Vertical Aviation has you covered. With an excellent learning atmosphere and a staff committed to excellence in education, Go Vertical Aviation will customize a learning program just for you. For more information, go to goverticalaviation.com or call 256-412-5226. Be sure to follow Go Vertical Aviation on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Don't just go. Go vertical.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
no representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. My wife and I sat down with Harlan Mitchell and discussed our own estate planning needs. I know in our experience, Harlan brought up questions that caused us to think about our current situation and what we need to do moving forward. When you sit down with Harlan for your free consultation, you're going to find out things that you may have not thought about when it comes to estate planning. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884 and schedule your free consultation today.
Would you like enhanced energy, better moods, less fatigue, help with allergies, better sleep, mental clarity, or just want improvement of your overall immune health and well-being? Do you need to recover from intense activities, workouts, or sports? Then IV therapy at the Drip Factor inside Trinity Medical Center is right for you. Our IV drips are filled with nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that will help your body replenish, restore, and achieve your wellness goals. For more information, visit trinity-medicalcare.com and schedule your appointment today at Trinity Medical Center, located at 500 Governors Drive.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
Hey everybody, this is Daryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
Hey y'all, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you can make a huge difference in somebody's life. You just may not have figured out how yet, and that's why you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, this is Maggie Peterson. I played Charlene Darling on The Andy Griffith Show, and you are listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi folks, this is Ricky Skaggs, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hello, I'm Gene Stallings, and this is The Mark White Show. Get off the sideline and get involved and make a difference in your community.
You are listening to The Mark White Show. My daddy is your host, Mark White.
Welcome to another edition of The Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White. Of course, we're here to recognize difference makers and share their stories to encourage and inspire us all to make a difference where we can. An article popped up the other day, and the headline was, "When UPS driver James Joseph sees a need, his Big Brown Reaching Back group springs into action." As soon as I saw that and read the article, I knew that James Joseph needed to be on the Mark White Show because his message is an encouragement and an inspiration. And talk about extending your borders, James. You are now reaching an audience in Alabama and beyond.
Yes, it's a great and inspiration and a great thing that opportunity to get to hear my story and the things that we accomplished here at the Big Brown Reaching Back organization in Louisiana. We've expanded ourselves out to many other places, and when there's a need, we're there.
Absolutely. A graduate of Belaire High School. People say you're 6'8". You 6'8"? Is that how tall you are?
Yes, I am. 6'8", exactly.
And a guy who can play basketball.
Yes, I can. Well, you can.
So you went from Belaire High School to Abilene Christian from high school to college?
No, I went to a junior college in Denison, Texas by the name of Grayson County Community College. And then from there, I went to Abilene Christian University.
What was that experience like for you there from high school transitioning to the junior college into the college level? I know we have people right now, high schoolers who are getting ready to graduate, and some of these things are on their mind right now.
Especially coming from Louisiana and going to Texas, that was a big change for me. I was exactly 10 hours away from home. So being a 17-year-old kid from Louisiana who had never been outside of Louisiana at that particular time, that was something very strange and something new. So I had to adopt to the ways and the culture and the food. Of course, Louisiana, we have a lot of spicy food, and going to Texas, it was just like meat and potatoes. It's not your crawfish or shrimp. It was mainly just the basic stuff. So I had to adjust to the culture as well as the food.
I know there are moments in people's lives that it's kind of a marking point. You can say something happens, you witness a need, and you decide as a person that you want to fill that need, and it's something that kicks into overdrive in you. I know my dad, when he died in 2016 after cancer, that kicked me into overdrive, trying to make a difference and be a vehicle to help people. And then my grandmother, who raised me, she passed away in 2018, and that was another bump to encourage me as a person to say, okay, life is short, and I need to be figuring out what I need to do while I'm here that can actually help people who are going to live long after I'm gone.
Well, that bump was bumped a long time ago. My mom was a big inspiration to me growing up. My mom was like the lady in the community who always wanted to try to help any kid or any individual that needed help. So growing up in a household where your parents are constantly helping people, it just distilled into you. So with that being said, that's the way I was raised, is to help others when they're time in need. So this was nothing new to me. It was just automatically natural. And it was just more or less trying to get more people to see the things that I see and to see the things that to make a difference in their communities. So this was something that was just real easy, but it was just convincing other people to join the force to see the needs and let's make a difference.
What were you seeing in your community, James, where people needed someone to make a difference? Because as you say, we have to have that vision. We have to be able to see the things that are happening in our community before we know what the need is, right?
Correct. But the good thing about it is, when I hear military guys always say, you don't know nothing until you put boots on the ground. Well, in my situation, being a UPS employee, we see more things than anybody sees. We got drivers that in every area in the state of Louisiana, and they see things before anybody else see things or notice things. So with that being said, the organization is spread out throughout the state of Louisiana. And our drivers see the needs in their community and they want to make a difference in their community. So with that being said, we try to make that difference. So what we're doing is, it's like a good example. We was in a little small town recently, and we saw the need that the elementary school didn't have a playground. So we had a driver go to the school and say, hey, why y'all don't have a playground? And the first thing the person said, the cost to get in the playground is costs a lot of money. So, that's why we don't have a playground. So immediately we sprung into action. What we got to do to make a difference? So I made some phone calls. I got this organization called Kaboom Organization, which is a federal granted thing for all communities that are looking to have playgrounds. We got with them. We got the grant. The school had to pay $1,000. We ended up paying the other additional $1,000. It was like $3,000 or $4,000. And then the community comes out and the community sets up the playground at the school. So it's like a community project. So we got it done. Now the kids have a playground to play. It's just countless of things that we as drivers see that, like I said, that nobody else sees, but we see it. And we want to do something about it. So I tell these guys, hey, if you see a need and you want to correct it, hey, let's make a difference. Let's go and make it happen. We don't have to plan nothing. Everybody want to plan something before they do anything. Oh, I got to see, okay, how many people it's going to take. No, where there's a need, we just bring it to action and we're going to make it happen.
I love it.
Make it happen, it's done. And it's a done deal. And we there till the job is completed.
I tell you, James, when you decided to do this work, how long did it take for people to lock arms with you to say, I want to be a part of this?
I'm going to tell you something. It's easily said this way. I have a lady on my route. She's me and her are real good friends. And she always used this terminology. Pigs at the trough. I could never figure out what she's talking about. And she says, some of these companies remind her of pigs at the trough. When you bring the food to the trough, all the pigs try to eat the food, right? They don't think about nobody else but themselves. So in the words, I'm not saying, but she says, we give money to these organizations, and the organization have these plateaus that they deal with. They got to cut the cost for this. We got to pay for this. We got to pay for this. We got to pay for that. Well, by the time it gets to what it needs to get to, that money is very little. So it's not getting to what it needs to be to get it done. Well, with our organization, whatever you give us, I'm not making a profit off anything. So if you gave me $1,000 and it said it's going to the St. Jude, if we're going to St. Jude, well, we're going to write a check out to St. Jude and say, hey, St. Jude, here's your money. If you're wanting to give us $1,000 to buy a coat for kids, we buying $1,000 worth of coats for kids.
Love
we
it.
Make a profit off of none of the stuff that we 100%, and all half. We give out. You want to donate me $1,000 to buy $1,000 worth of air conditioning? That's what we buying, $1,000 air conditioning. So, with that being said, that's how this organization is, and it's based on me. And like I said, I don't get a penny for anything that I do. I drive my own gas. I pay for the hotels I stay in. This organization don't pay for none of that. But it's just my heart and believing in making something happen and making a difference and completing the job that we start. We're not asking for anything. We just want the job to be completed. And that's what this organization is all about.
James, Joseph, let's take a quick break if it's okay with you. And when we come back, I want to talk about how the reception has been from the community, because ultimately, when you're making a difference in a child's life and you can see the impact on that child, it motivates and inspires you, and I know it motivates and inspires me and others when we see what the work is doing to help others, because that's the bottom line. If we can make a difference in someone's life, and especially a child, in a lot of these circumstances, kids are raised in situations where they need somebody to step in and say, I want to make a difference in your life, and give them that hand up. Will you stick with me?
Yep.
Folks, right now we're talking to James Big Brown Joseph. I found out about him through Abilene Christian University. He is a UPS driver down around the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area. He's 6'8". This guy is massive, and the kids love him from what I understand. He played for the Harlem Globetrotters around the world with the Harlem Globetrotters, and just an all-around guy. So I hope you'll stick with us as we continue this conversation with Mr. James Joseph. You are listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White.
A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
Whether you're new to aviation or an experienced pilot looking to advance your skills, Go Vertical Aviation has you covered. With an excellent learning atmosphere and a staff committed to excellence in education, Go Vertical Aviation will customize a learning program just for you. For more information, go to goverticalaviation.com or call 256-412-5226. Be sure to follow Go Vertical Aviation on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Don't just go. Go vertical.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
The best way to buy, sell, and experience land is with Jonathan Berryhill. For your farm, ranch, recreational, hunting, timber, and acreage needs, contact National Land Realty Professional Jonathan Berryhill at 256-874-7354 or email at jberryhill@nationalland.com. Be sure to follow Jonathan Berryhill with National Land Realty on Facebook. This is your land. Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite Contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love, and do it today.
He's got a cold, nothing to worry about.
Just need a couple of stitches.
Your COVID rapid test is negative.
Oh boy, X-ray shows it's broken.
Trust Trinity Medical Care when you need urgent care or routine medical care. Walk-ins are welcome, or let Trinity help you virtually with telemedicine. Visit trinity-medicalcare.com for more information and follow them on Facebook. Trinity Medical Care, where your care comes first. Located on Governor's Drive and South Parkway.
To the city, works extra hard all day, finishes up early so he can get away.
Welcome back to the Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and we have had a great conversation so far about making a difference in our communities. I've been talking to James Big Brown Joseph. So glad to have him on the line right now. Welcome back to the Mark White Show, James.
Hey, great, man. Have a great time now.
You know, when we talk about a school that didn't have a playground and a team of guys and women come together and they decide that they're going to help to make this happen, when you put that in place and you actually know that these kids are going to have fun and be kids the way they should be, how does that make you feel?
The smile on those faces makes me feel like I've done a whole lot. Just that smile. And that smile can erase all the bad things that I see when these kids didn't have a playground. Just that smile to say, hey, that's my playground. We get to play on that. Hey, that's enough for me. And nothing else need to be said.
Well, and I know that something you mentioned a while back was the fact that you're passing on a torch that was handed down to you, and you mentioned your mom in the first segment, Miss Lily. We want to help people and make a difference, and it is about passing that torch, and you're doing something that you witnessed, as you mentioned, in your own household growing up. It is paying it forward to other people so that another young person steps up and says, I want to do what these folks are doing to make a difference in my life, and they realize later on what they can do to make a difference as well.
The thing about it is our youth is our future. So we need to start, teaching our youth about what is going on in society. And that's the thing that we do at Big Brown. I tell all the guys, bring your kids with you. Bring your kids. They need to see what, poverty is, how other kids are going through, the things they're going through. So I tell all these guys, bring your kids. We feed the homeless. I tell them, bring your kids. Let the kids serve the food to the homeless. I want you guys to do witnesses. When we're going to paint somebody's house, come on, bring the kids. I want y'all kids to see the things. We're just not coming out here for community service hours. Let's take a picture. No. We want you doing the work out here. So we have a lot of UPS employees, kids that come out and they do a lot of community service in the community, and they're seeing it. I'm saying something. I got a lot of them always coming back. They want, hey, well, when we're going to do something else, they want to be a part of it because now they're seeing exactly what life is all about, and they want to be a part of it. And they're seeing the things that we're doing, especially they seeing their dads and their moms doing things in the community. That really motivates them because they want to be like their dad or their mom. So, hey, that's the key to the thing about it is getting the kids out to do the performance so the adults can see what their kids is all about. Like they always say, it takes a village to raise a child. So if that's the situation is, hey, we're a bunch of villages at UPS that bring in our kids so that our kids can see what it is like to give back. And that's the key word, give back.
James, it's disappointing for me to think about an educator who says that they don't get a lot of people who are donating to their school, to their effort. And one of those was Miss Kelly Washington at Belaire Montessori Magnet School. And I think you're changing that game. You're letting people know that there are doors of opportunity to donate, because I wouldn't have known until somebody takes that step and makes that donation. Then you don't realize the lack of support that some of these schools are getting, and to know that there is an opportunity to help.
The thing that I tell people all the time is that, hey, I don't care where you go in life, and I don't care what school you go to, there's always a need at every school. And every child at these schools, you never know their situations. So you don't never look at the school and say, oh, well, it's in a nice area. It's in a nice school area. Hey, they don't need nothing. You don't know. They got some poor kids that go to that school. You think just because the school sits in Beverly Hills, all the kids that go to the school is from Beverly Hills. That's not true. They might have some poor kids there. So you always want to help. I don't care what a school is, what the school situation is in. You always want to help. That's the key. You never know. When you're helping, you never know the needs of that school until you get there. And when you get there, that's when you know the needs of the school. Because Belfair, I never would thought that they needed help. But when I was told that they needed help. And when I was told that, that's why we went. And then they was like, wow, we never get anything. This is amazing. Because they're looking at, they're looking at the new car style, but they don't know what's in the engine. They don't know what's in the transmission. The car could be a 2021 body, but have a 1999 engine inside. So never judge a book by its cover. Always check to make sure if it's okay or not. And that's my motto.
Talk about the team a little bit, the people who have jumped in. I know one of them that is mentioned is Mr. John Spain. He's Executive Vice President of the Baton Rouge Area Foundation. You've also had help from Richard Manship, President of WBRZ. I'm trying to help in that way too because I want to bring awareness to my listeners. Let's talk about the team aspect and how people have come together to help move this effort forward.
When I first started this in 2009, I was on my UPS route, and I went to this little old lady's house. I'll never forget. The house was a rundown, and it was in the middle of the summer. In Louisiana, we have summer heat, okay? We got humidity that will break you down, okay? So it was just that hot, and I went to this lady's house, and I didn't see no air conditioning on. I ain't see no air conditioning nowhere, and I saw this guy. He was on the floor. And I was asking him, I said, why are you on the floor? He said, well, the floor is cool at the bottom. The heat rises, but, as the wind comes through the door, it goes straight down to the floor and it cools the floor out. And I said, well, you don't have air conditioning? The lady said, well, you're on a fixed income. Things change. You don't plan for these things. It doesn't happen. So I said, you know what? We're going to have to do something about this here. I want to make a difference. I got to make something happen. So what I started doing was we just started having these donation drives where we get air conditioners and fans and stuff like that. And we just started doing it. So one day, John Spain walks up to me. And he said, look, you're doing this the hard way. Won't you make it easier? Won't you get people to donate to you? Because there's a lot of companies out here who would love to donate to your cause. But you need to set up a 501c3. What you need to do is you need to come down to my store, my place of business, and we're going to set you up a 501c3, and we'll do everything else for you. All you got to do is set the fund up, and we'll get it running. So he sets the fund up at the Baton Rouge Area Foundation, and, hey, I'm going to tell you something, man. He has done a remarkable job with this organization because I don't have to do no paperwork. I don't have to worry about lawyers. I don't have to worry about the bank account. I don't have to worry about none of those things. All he asked me to do is go out there and have fun and do things that I need to do, and he'll take care of the rest.
Wow.
Richard Manship told me, hey, I own a TV station. We need to get the word out. So he started doing all these stories on me, all the stuff that we've done, and he just do stories and stories and stories, and then out. And people was like, wow, man, this guy is doing something, and it don't cost us nothing. He's doing things for the community, and we're seeing where our money goes at. And if I gave him $1,000 check, I know he's going to go buy $1,000 worth of air conditioning. I want to give to this organization. I want to be a part of it. And, boom, everybody wants to be a part of it. Jerry Lane, who gives me a cart anytime I want to go and do stuff. Maggio GMC gives me a cart anytime we need to go do things in the community. Pizza Hut just came aboard. They said, hey, they want to be a part of what we're doing. So, everybody be a part of this thing, and it constantly. I get phone calls all day long. I want to be a part of this. I want to help you. This place in Georgia called Messhare. Never heard of them in my entire life. They sent us 100,000 Mickey Mouse masks and say, I want you guys to give this to the kids, and we gave it to the kids, and all the kids got these Mickey Mouse masks.
Unbelievable.
Half of them haven't been to Disney World, but guess what? They have Mouse masks. During the pandemic, these kids were wearing these little blue masks, and they were too big for their faces. Now these actually fit their faces, man. They're happy as I don't know what. They saw Mickey Mouse and wow, Mickey Mouse. So we brought more excitement. Like I'm saying, guys, there are a lot of organizations that are coming aboard. They want to be a part of this here. They see how it's growing, and when I say it's growing tremendously. And we've been doing a whole lot. We're small. But I'm going to tell you something. We pack a hard punch, and we have been making a difference. During the flood in Texas is a good example. Harvey hit Houston. Everybody was pouring into Houston. But the little small towns wouldn't get their attention, like Beaumont, Texas, Port Arthur, and Newton, Texas. They wasn't getting any. Nobody came to their rescue. But guess what? We were there. We were there in those little small towns. And those whole towns remembered us. And now they constantly call me on the phone and say, what can we do for you now? You came to rescue us. We want to help you now. And so during the hurricane that hit Florida in Panama City, we was there too. We was bringing tarps. We was bringing water. We was bringing food. You name it, we were bringing it. And it was like a little small organization as Big Brown Reach Back is, but they make a big impact. And we always doing things. And we don't expect anything out of it. All we ask you to do is do the favor for somebody else when they're in need.
I knew there was a reason you were coming on the Mark White Show, my friend. I want listeners to know how they can be part of Big Brown Reaching Back to support your effort.
We're under the Big Brown Reaching Back organization. It's a fund at the Baton Rouge Area Foundation, which is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And the address is located at 100 North Street. That's North. And the Suite 9, and that's Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70802. If you have any guys who want to donate anything, you can also contact me. My email is JAMESJOSEPH21@iCloud.com.
Do you have a place on social media where people can follow too, James?
Yes. My social media is James Joseph. You can look at me on Facebook. My name is James Joseph. It's me. It's me and my mom, who is my idol, who's the lady that does everything with the thing that I'm doing today. If it wasn't for her, hey, man, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Well, I'm going to dedicate this show to your mom, Miss Lily Joseph, in honor of her because of the great work that you're doing today. And so this is in honor of her, and this show is going to be dedicated to Miss Lily Joseph.
Thank you very much.
James Joseph, Big Brown, it's been a real pleasure to have you here on the Mark White Show today to share about Big Brown Reaching Back. And I hope that you continue to press forward with a great team of people and that more people will join in. I can tell you've got the passion and the drive, and a lot of people, I can see why people have wanted to join with you in this effort across the state of Louisiana and beyond those borders. I appreciate your great work, James Joseph.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Folks, we've been talking to James Big Brown Joseph in Louisiana, and we're glad that we had him on the Mark White Show today to talk about Big Brown Reaching Back. You know, here on the Mark White Show, we're recognizing difference makers and sharing their stories to encourage and inspire. If you are encouraged and inspired by the Mark White Show, I hope you'll share this show with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. Let them know about the Mark White Show. As always, you can follow the Mark White Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also subscribe through LinkedIn. You can also follow on LinkedIn, and then also subscribe via Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, YouTube, and on TuneIn Radio. You have been listening to another edition of the Mark White Show, and this is Mark White, encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Special kind of
Hello again, it's your friend Lisa Ann, and this letter is to my Italian family. I titled this poem To Grandmother's House. I close my eyes and envision myself step out of my car, and I walk down a steep-hilled sidewalk that had long ago kissed my knees more times than I wanted. In my mind, I can hear the screen door of my grandmother's house make its screeching noise, and I am transported to the house I grew up in, and it's safe, with its shag brown carpet and flower patterned wallpaper, and it's home. As I sit on a blanket covered couch, I hear the vinyl record she plays, and it as if the music had never stopped. I see my grandmother in the kitchen so clearly, as if I never needed glasses. She is sassy and strong, all the things I would later become, as if to make her legacy live on. And the thought of this makes a smile appear across my face. So, as I shut the front door for the last time, as I let the squeaking screen door slam, still feeling the presence of her cringed anger come upon me because I apparently never learned to gently close doors as she liked, I leave comforted, knowing this place will always stay alive in my mind. This has been your letter postmarked from the garden. Until next time, remember, always light, always love, always home. Your friend, Lisa Ann.
Hello there, everybody. This is DJ Svoboda with the Imagine Friends of Imagiville, dedicated to spreading autism acceptance and autism inclusion, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, everybody. This is DJ Thomas. You know, raindrops may be falling on your head, but on Kyla's Corner, she's living life sunny side up.
Nothing seems to fit. You are my sunshine, my only.
This is Kyla Carter of Kyla's Corner. You can hear my segment every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on The Mark White Show. Remember to tune in every Saturday and always live life sunny side up.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
If you like hickory smoked ribs that fall apart at the slightest pull, or barbecue shoulders that are so slow smoked each tender bite melts in your mouth, then you are going to love Baby Jack's Barbecue. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett and Arlington. Try the barbecue chicken, beef brisket sandwich, barbecue potato, it is huge, or the Baby Jack Trio, pork, turkey, or beef brisket sliders. You like wet ribs? They like dry ribs. Get one slab that has them both. Catering? Baby Jack's can feed a family or an army. Drive in, drive through, order online, or come in and set them in. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett at Highway 70 in Abilene, or in Arlington at Highway 70 just a block west of 385.
Hello, my name is Christian Martinez. I'm a rising senior at Athens Bible School. My school is great because of the wonderful environment in which students can grow and flourish. We have great academics that include the University Preparatory Diploma and dual enrollment courses that lead to an associate's degree before high school graduation. All my teachers and the school's employees are Christians who are devoted to the welfare of students. We have an excellent student body, competitive sports program, and study the Bible first thing every day. It's a great place. Please consider joining us at ABS next year, or give that special child in your life the great opportunity I have.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
The Dependable Service Center.
Sand gentle people who shout a friendly hi when they go passing by, who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.